Imagine someone put spikes in your bed, or made your favorite chair just tilted enough to be uncomfortable. That'd be immoral, wouldn't it? Well, this is an issue that many unhoused individuals in our country in urban areas are facing today. Due to business owners and city planners not uh, wanting them to be around, they will make design choices in order to drive them off. I've learned this through discussions with multiple homeless people at soup kitchens and also just through my own research and experiences in urban areas. Now, what is what am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about something that is called hostile architecture. Hostile architecture is um, design choices made in typically urban areas that are made in order to prevent people from loitering, sleeping, while kind of just existing in the spaces. It will typically drive people off. At its baseline, hostile architecture privileges one user over another by trying to create a scenario that will exclude a non-preferred user's behavior, as it withholds an element of protection from a particular users, according to Jennifer Gould, the executive director of the Neighborhood Design Center. Um, Examples of this are metal armrests on benches to prevent people from sleeping on them, uh, spikes on subway grates to prevent people from being benefiting from the heat that comes off of those, and spikes on a lot of railings to discourage loitering as well as skateboarding. It does also prevent that, and that is the argument that many people use to defend these architectural choices. Now, where do they come from? What's the cause? So, the cause is a divide between the privileged and less fortunate, and it's being reinforced by physical constructs. According to Michelle Legro from Topic Magazine, hostile architecture has always been a part of urban life. In 19th century England, they would have cones in the corners of buildings to prevent people from using the bathroom there. So it has been around for a while. But who is responsible for this? Typically, it is business owners and city planners who are in charge of furbishing these areas, and they do not want homeless people to be around because they do not want their existence. And who does this affect? In New York, about 79,000 people are homeless, of which 5% are believed to live on the street, according to the New York Times. And it also affects everyday pedestrians that just so happen to be walking through these areas, and it makes it uncomfortable for even just honed pedestrians to walk through and exist in those spaces because there's no place to rest comfortably because of these architectural choices. So what do we do about this? What we should do is dismantle the installation of hostile architecture and begin the process of enacting legislation that bans the practice while also working to provide architecture that benefits those in need. There are people, artists out there who have begun to take this idea and run with it, such as creating benches that that actually shelter people by offering them respite from the rain. There is people will put beds on top of the spikes in order to allow someone to sleep there where it was previously uninhabitable because of hostile architecture. Now it is a comfy place for someone to sleep, kind of counteracting what is called typically anti-homeless, anti-homeless architecture. But yeah, to conclude, hostile architecture is immoral and should not be used because typically people who are homeless um, are already having enough of a hard time, and adding on top of that with by just because you don't like seeing them in your space is it's not even your space, it is everyone's space, is it's not okay. Everyone is human, everyone should deserve to have to exist. um Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. So I believe that it is imperative that we begin to spread awareness and to reduce the amount of hostile architecture that we see in the world. Thank you.